Hi everyone, welcome to another video. I'm sorry for the jump scare. Welcome to another video on the bar training course. I know it's been a few months. The course as such, I'm sorry, that's not an excuse. But the purpose of today's video, after such a long time, is this. It culminates from the purpose of this channel, which is to guide you all on how the bar course is going for me. So I'll guide you guys on some things that I've learned across the way or some mistakes I have made so that when you start the bar course or when you're doing the bar course, you don't make these mistakes. The first mistake that I've made is, or I would not, I would recommend that you guys don't make this, or, where I slacked a bit, was that when you start the bar training course, there are going to be STSs and they're going to give you pre-readings. Please prepare before every STS because it really helps. It really does, because when you start recouping on your own and you have to go through the white book and the criminal practice this book on your own, and you have to recapitulate on what you've lost, and then forward it becomes a mess. So please be on top of your work. The other mistake that I made is, or I'm trying to rectify when I make mistakes, when everyone does make mistakes, or what I've learned is, when we go into our advocacy classes, I wasn't really, how do I phrase it? I wasn't really practicing my advocacy. I was just going into class and I was just going through my mind. Please, you need to practice as loud as you can, as much as you can, because practice makes perfect. And if you prepare yourselves for it, you would be phenomenal. And then you've done your best, and then you take the guidance, because you're not going to be perfect, but you take the guidance from your tutor and you move forward from that. The third learning I've had so far, and because now we're reaching mocks and all, I've given a few mocks for my civil and criminal. So what I could advise you on this is this, that your criminal and civil, you have to be very, very, and even for professional ethics, you have to be very careful with the words they use. There's going to be a difference of one word, or sometimes two answers are going to look the same. So you need to understand what they're asking, and you need to be on, you need to have a grip on stuff. The other thing I would rather say is, you take one step at a time, unless you're in my shoes, and I hope please don't get in my shoes, which is, you should make a schedule or something, a schedule where you do one thing, because I'll be very honest with you, civil and criminal, if you do the whole SDS, it will take you one day at least. For me it does, reading the pre-reading and then reading the handout and then the white book and so forth. It takes a while. For us, our tutors have also provided us with recordings, so they help a lot. But what I would suggest is, even if you don't do the questions, do your reading to an extent where you understand stuff. And for a person like me, I have a very thick mind, so I have to read it twice, thrice and all. Another important thing that I've just realized when I do my advocacy and all, which is this: be confident. Even if you're wrong, just be confident. Confidence is key. Don't be overconfident, but be confident. You need to be robust and always be calm. You don't have to go in front of the judge and go, "Your Honor, I need this like they show in the movies." No, it's very calm, relaxed. Your Honor, Judge, as you can see, my skeleton argument says this, and this is what I'm trying to argue. I would now like to direct your attention to this point. So this is all a learning curve. For me, it's all learning, and I'm just excited to be here. So what I would say is, take it as an experience and take it as something to learn on yourself. And yes, how can I forget? Opinion and drafting. The thing with these is, because there are so many classes initially, for us at least, I don't know how it goes with other providers, but for us, there are so many classes going on in a week that you can't possibly do everything. For me, at least, that was the case. So if you can, well and good. If you can't, for opinion and all, for opinion, at least do your legal research. Have a bit of a grasp on it so that when you go in class, you know, okay, this is what I had to do, this is what I didn't have to do. And then on the weekends, you should take some time out and you should at least try or attempt to do it and then compare it with the sample answers. And lastly, what I would say is for drafting, it's not as difficult. Actually, the drafting handbook, the book for drafting, let me take it out for you. Oh, this one. This is actually very useful. For me, the chapters 2, 3, 4, they say you should read chapter 7 and 9, but 2, 3, 4, and 5, they were very useful because I didn't know much about drafting. So when I read those chapters, for me, everything became clear headings, how to calculate interest, what to write, what not to write. And for drafting, you know, by the time you go for your exams, you should have some of your samples and precedents, which you can find on, I think it's Westlaw or LexisNexis, but it's Atkins something. It's everything is mentioned in the book. So it really helps. It really does. So I would suggest that you do that. For example, I'll give you an example. So for drafting, right, I found this on LexisNexis. It's particulars of claim, and then it gives all the headings. So it was very useful for me. So obviously I amended it to how I should be doing it when the exams come. So basically, my advice, these are just a few learnings I have. There are a lot of other things, but we are just keeping this video short. I've been here after a long time. There's a lot more to come. But before I leave, I just want to say this. Thank you very much for logging in. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm just trying my best. And let's see what we get. I'm hoping for that. I'm going to go for it. The thing is, we should all try our best. So just give it your best, give it your all. Whatever happens, leave it to God. Just give it your all, and fortune favors the bold. And there's a quote I have up there. It goes, a person is happiest when he pushes his mind and his body as hard as humanly possible. Push yourself, expand your boundaries. This is not just a course to it's just educationally. No, for me, how I treat it, and everyone can have a varying opinion on this, is expanding your personal boundaries and saying how far you can push yourself, how great you can really be. So go for that, and I wish you all the very best, and I'll see you in the next video, and I promise to be somewhat more regular. Till then, sayonara, bye bye.